One of the challenges that we have with soccer in our country, and I was explaining it to David Gill, is that we had a Champions League game last night. We chartered a plane, put Landon and Bruce and Edson on that plane. They both played 90 minutes in a tough game, which they lost 4-1. I hope they get in. Certainly, as commissioner, I'm not going to even ask Bruce whether or not he's going to do that. But I'm certainly sitting up there with lots of people that hope that both of them get in the game.
What are your thoughts on that Champions League game last night?
Listen, it's what makes sport great. Sometimes the little guys come in and they can be giant killers. So in many ways, kind of like what happened in Kansas City. Right now, that's an exhibition. This is an important match. I believe we got to win these games, and we got to win the Champions League. We got to get our clubs playing toe-to-toe against the Mexicans, and we got to hope to someday be one of the best teams, one of the best leagues, if not the best league in the region. So, disappointed, but that's soccer, right? That's sport. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
What's it going to take to be more competitive in that competition?
I think we've got to perhaps look at expanding our rosters. We've got to work with CONCACAF on the schedule. We've got to prove to our teams that these matches are meaningful, and we've got to find a way that we can squeeze more and more of these games into a very tight window. And it's not easy. It's part of the evolution of the sport in this country.
Commissioner, what did you may have addressed this, but what did you think of when you see that stadium?
This is when we did our original forecast, we thought we'd get about 50,000 people to this game. We had a little over 50 in Kansas City, a little over 40 in Philadelphia, and every day I'm getting updates, and today I was getting updates every 10 minutes on when we were going to reach a sellout. And you walk in here and you see all these supporters, and they're excited and they're pumped up about the game, our game. It's fantastic. It's going to be a tough, there's a great stat, guys. This is one of the 10 highest attended All-Star games in all of professional sports. Not just obviously our largest standalone All-Star game, but I'm including the NBA All-Star game down in Dallas and the Pro Bowl that took place in Miami. We're now in a group with the other major leagues, and we should be excited about that, but we're excited about it too.
What do you think was the key to marketing success?
A lot of it has to do with the fact that more people care about the game. The World Cup helped that. Chicharito certainly helped. A lot of people here that look forward to seeing Javier get out and play. There are a handful of Dynamo players here, and this is a city that supports their team. The stadium here, Jamie Roots and Lone Star Sports and Entertainment, these guys are just good. They're great, and they really know how to sell tickets and they know how to put on an event. Those things work together.
Did any other news or decisions come out of the board meeting?
Not really, Grant. A lot of talk on how we'll align our conferences. We're going to have two teams that are going to be on the West Coast, and we've got to figure out how we align. We're going to figure out how many conferences we have. We haven't determined that or not. I will say we're not going to have a single table. There's some news for you. We're going to have conferences next year. We talked a lot about our media strategy now that we've, seen the power of the World Cup and the 25 million people watch that game. We talked about how do we capture some of that attention. We spent a little time talking about what we need to do to bring more star players in the league. Now that we have Thierry Henry and Juan Pablo Angel, who we love, and two Mexican players that are going to be playing in the league. So we're going to try to find ways that we can perhaps bring more of those players into Major League Soccer. Those are the main subjects of the board meeting.
Is there any developments on Rafa Marquez or
we hope to be able to have good news with Rafa, and sometime in the near future, hopefully be able to present him to the public. But no news yet. But if we can bring Marquez in, the captain of the Mexican national team, a guy who had a great World Cup, long-time FC Barcelona player, if we could have him in MLS, it would really give us, I think, a big boost of credibility, and I think it would be exciting for our fans.
This format of facing a foreign team, is that in the foreseeable future?
I love it, Jonah. Listen, I think we've got the most competitive All-Star game in sport. It might not be the showcase that other leagues have when they can bring all their guys together, but I think it's important in our sport to bring in international clubs, have our guys play against them, have a 70,000 person crowd for an exhibition game in the middle of the week, have it live on ESPN. Those things are important. We're going to continue to do that. And I think after this game, I think we'll have a better chance of attracting other, what I'll call super clubs from around the world to play in our All-Star game. This was great for men.